Well, the world's in the process of possibly what's the 6th mass extinction event that the Earth's ever endured, and we believe that human beings are not exempt, and the most likely route to human extinction at the moment, aside from nuclear war, seems to be climate change, which nobody's taking very serious action on, in our opinion. If the human race has a terminal diagnosis, which is possible, then people have a right to know, just as if you go and see a doctor and you've got a terminal illness, you've got a right to know what they know about it and what caused it and how long you've got and that kind of thing. So, the fact that some people think humans could be extinct in 100 years, some people think humans could be extinct in 5 years, some people think it could be 20 years, and nobody does know, that's the point. But it doesn't really matter whether it's 5 or 10 or 20 or 100 years, it's still us or our children or our great-grandchildren. It's still quite clear that we're heading firmly in that direction.
People are already dying. Extinction is on the horizon, and this is an emergency.
There's a lot of people talking and a lot of people saying that talking is progress, but actually we're still increasing carbon emissions every single year at the moment. People are now, the scientific community have just been releasing some quite shocking reports this year about the underestimations of the IPCC estimates, and the fact that over a certain temperature increase, climate change is likely to become non-linear, and the IPCC report and a lot of people's sort of formed ideas are around this kind of constant, steady increase in temperature, and then the effects go along that line. But there's very likely to be a point where we see non-linear impacts like the summer that we've just had. There's a massive failure on the part of all the authorities, all institutions, everybody who's holding this information, all of the media, to really sort of educate the public about what's going on. We've surpassed many points that people have said, you can't go past that point, fly past it. You can't go past this point now, we fly past it. We've only got a decade, we use it up. We've only got one more decade, we use it up. And people sort of must think that time and space and the Earth's capacity to absorb carbon is kind of elastic, and it's really not. And we've been sort of talking a lot about how we frame the idea that a government walking its people towards death is actually essentially a tyranny, and no matter what political persuasion you're from, you have a right and a duty to make a big deal out of that and to potentially sort of rebel and cause some trouble. So that's the sort of premise that we're working on, and there'll be various actions coming up in the autumn based around that kind of research, and trying to mobilise as many people as possible to sort of say that we think this is unacceptable.